I welcome you to this conference at the White House. You have come hither at my request, so that we may join together and consider the question of the conservation and the use of the great fundamental sources of wealth of this nation. On May the 13th, 1908, the vital question of conservation in this country was at last addressed. What began as a gathering of the Inland Waterways Commission, a group of about 5 people, very quickly evolved and expanded into a much larger conference on much larger questions. 38 governors from states and territories, as well as field experts and representatives from across the nation, gathered together in the District of Columbia at the White House to discuss not only water resources, but mineral and land resources, and the larger question of conservation as a national policy. And in order to establish a national policy, it was important to gain the insight of the governors and other heads of states and territories. This was well understood by Gifford Pinchot, and he was a great encourager of this conference. He was the head of the Forest Service as well as a strong conservationist himself. But it was imperative to include these governors, as they were closer to the communities that were directly impacted by the use of our resources. People in cities, as the size of those cities increased and the consumption of our timber and metal and minerals increased, they were less aware of the impact of the sites of those resources because they were more removed from them. But we needed to work together to prevent and delay the impact and advent of a woodless age or an ironless age. 3 days of conferences, conversations, begat further discussions and dialogues and conferences about various responsible uses of our natural resources, which was a very good thing, because it was imperative to help the people see that our resources are not limitless. And it is important to understand that the need to fashion ourselves as a country with resources for the next generation is a patriotic and moral responsibility.